104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE. Good morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's 6:01 a.m. It's Thursday, April the 4th of 2024.
Wow.
4/4/24.
Oh, what
It's
does that
Roula,
mean?
Ryan. I don't know. Is it Beyonce's
doesn't mean
birthday?
anything.
Or is it her anniversary? Or is it her kid's birthday? Or is it Jay-Z's birthday?
I'm not
So
that big of a
the
Beyonce
fours.
fan. I don't know.
No, I know it's something with the 4. September 4, April 4. I got to double check. I think it's her birthday. But it's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Here we are on Thursday. We are that much closer, baby, to the weekend.
So close.
It's Friday Eve, kids. It's Friday Eve. We more chances for you to become, to have a chance at this trip, one of 3 trips to see Taylor Swift when she has the Eras Tour hit the North American side of it again. But she's only going to fabulous Indianapolis
Yeah.
and New Orleans and Miami.
I've only been there 1 week, my whole life.
Indianapolis?
That's for my Orkin convention,
The bug convention?
bug school.
What's that like?
Bug.
Well, about as sad as you can think.
Is everybody in their uniform?
Yeah, they make you wear the uniform, and you can sit in a classroom at a hotel, and then you learn about pests. And then you
How many
the
days
big-
was it? It was like everyone's
I thought it was
drunk
a
at the
week.
bar, and they're like, man, you see those crazy carpenter ant videos?
Pretty much, we go to strip clubs.
Whoa.
Oh, and in your
It was
Orkin
big whenever
uniform?
that "Come on, Ride the Train" that song.
Oh, yeah,
Rad
yeah.
Quad C DJs.
Like I only have images of a bunch of Orkin guys doing
Come
the,
on, ride the train.
like with a bunch of strippers making a train through the
Oh, my
through
God.
the strip club. And I just sat there going, "This is
Did you wear your Orkin hat?
no." They didn't give us a hat at that time.
Oh,
we had to
no
graduate.
hat.
We had to
You had to
graduate.
earn the hat.
You throw it up in the air.
Had those red apples, though.
I wanted to ask you guys real quick.
So
So
sad.
I have a cousin that I've not seen in a couple of years, and she's coming into town tonight. She's going to be working in downtown. She's got like a presentation. Doesn't have time really to leave downtown, so I'm going to meet her there this evening.
Works for Orkin.
No, not for Orkin. No
That's
bug
what
convention downtown.
Working, forking.
No.
Dorkin.
What's something good that you could do like on a Thursday night in downtown?
Theater. Every night
Well,
there's
we don't
something
have time to go
fantastic.
to it.
Theater.
There's a lot of breweries.
She likes,
If you want, go to the Palm and just eat, and then make sure because there's a picture of all of us
She'll see your face.
over.
Oh, we're in the
Ooh,
Palm?
Yeah.
You're a big
do you
deal.
mean
Oh
we're
my
in the
God,
Palm?
I did not
That's
know.
right. Now I
you
remember
been?
it now. I remember
Of
it now.
course we're-
Yes, I remember the Palm. I remember
Don't insult
that now.
them. They were nice enough to put us on the wall.
No, I remember
We're
that
in
now.
the Palm? Yes. If you guys go downtown
I
to eat
forgot.
lunch at the Palm, when you walk into the dining room, when you first walk in, the host is on the left, and then you walk into the left dining room. We are right at the steps up to the dining room on the left side wall.
Unless they took us down.
Okay.
Well, I haven't
Brian
been there
insulted
since a
them.
week.
What time?
Well, they just take his face off.
What time?
Like I'm picking her up at 6:30.
Oh, dang. Okay. There's a place downtown called Z on 23, which is huge
Oh,
to
yeah.
overlook the city, and you can have a cute cocktail up on the 23rd floor. There's this other place open till 7 p.m. It's called Strato 550, and it is on the top of the dang world.
Oh,
and
wow.
you can have dinner up there and overlook the entire city. That is
I mean, I could always
beautiful.
change
Which place
the
is that?
time.
Yeah.
That's called Strato 550, and now it's open from 3 to 7 p.m., and it's in the Wedge International Tower at
Ryan doesn't
1415
eat or drink.
Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, I can
43rd
have a mocktail.
floor,
That's why I
y'all.
said
It's the
theater.
43rd floor.
43rd
Wow.
You
floor.
can always
It's
get a
cute.
mocktail.
But you want to
or-
go somewhere you can talk.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Oh no, this is a restaurant.
those are-
it's
yeah.
Those places are good.
Those
Okay.
places are really nice.
Theater,
that
you
sounds
can't
cool.
Talk at the
With a
We
theater.
haven't
cute
seen each
view.
other in a long time. It's my dad's brother's daughter, so it's like we haven't seen each other in a
I
long
mean,
time.
there's Discovery Green, too. You could walk around.
I know that Party in
Very
the Plaza is coming
kid-friendly.
back next month.
Oh, I used to host that. I wonder who's going to do it now.
I was,
Oh, Plaza de las Américas.
Yes.
I saw Roula. You did a scoop story about that. Who's that jerk? That Tom Sandoval. He's
Well, we were
he's
talking
actually
about
going
how
to be there.
even if you're not into reality show,
Vanderpump.
this storyline from Vanderpump had taken over like social media,
The
had taken over
scandal.
and entertainment about Tom Sandoval cheating on which one?
I don't know.
Whatever.
yeah.
Anyway,
His woman.
under her nose, blah blah blah. So that he's going to be where for what?
He's going to be a Party in the Plaza May 10th.
The Post is super cute.
Oh,
it
yes.
has all kinds of little places to eat.
That's a
and
great
drink.
idea.
And then you go up top and you can walk around and enjoy the
And there's little
paths.
shops there.
I think that's
And here's
it.
the best part
Cute.
about
That's
it,
a great
March,
place.
April in Houston. When your out of town family comes and they haven't been here in a long time, they're dazzled
Yep.
by how nice it feels outside. Because most of the time where people are coming from, especially if you have Northeast family, they're like, "Whoa, it's freezing where we are. It just snowed last night."
It's probably in the
You're like, "Look how beautiful this is."
Oh, and it's gonna be
Top
gorgeous.
of the post.
Yeah, but it's
gonna be very
56
nice.
here now. It's got to be 10 degrees colder at
Oh,
least.
up in Pennsylvania.
That's
Yeah,
funny,
it's
right?
gonna be
When
freezing.
Kevin, right when you said the post, we had 2 texts came in.
This side of the post?
Yeah.
I'm not even opening my text yet, but yeah.
Brian, take it to the post.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's going to be
it's
a
a good
high
place.
of 82
Yeah,
and
but-
pure sunshine today. By the evening, it's going to be in the 70s.
Yeah.
so
It's
that'll
It's
be
gonna be a
great.
night.
Perfect.
They do that.
I mean, high of
Thank
82.
you.
We were talking like
Yay.
1 o'clock or something, right? Yesterday at some point, I was outside and I had long sleeves on because it's always cold in the studio. If you ever watch our Insta videos, you see I'm always buttoned up in a parka. And so it just hit me really hard at how hot it had gotten. And I was like, wow, it's weird. It got really hot all of a sudden, even though it was freezing half the morning. And then last night was nice and brisk again. This is a good time. This is a good time, except that yellow pollen. I have noticed that my dog has pollen on her fur.
Yeah. And they track that in
And
the
they track
house.
all over the
And
house.
it gets all over the
And you
So
get
I'm
stuffy.
really trying to wipe her down because I cannot with the allergies.
blow dryer?
No, because then you blow it all over your
Leaf
house.
blower?
Leaf blower outside.
Yeah, leaf blower outside.
Yeah.
It's just their nature. When you take them out, or if you let them out to go to the bathroom, my dog loves rolling around on her back. And then she comes in the house, and she's so old. She's got a ramp that goes up to the couch because she can't jump anymore. But then she rolls around on the couch, and next thing I know, I'm like, I'm stuffy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
very
you just
crazy.
got to watch out. I mean, every pet owner knows this.
By the way, it's not Beyonce's birthday. It's not Jay-Z's birthday. It's Beyonce and Jay-Z's wedding anniversary. 16 years today. The 4 is just big in them, in their life, because he's born December 4. And she's, let's see if April 4 is it. She's September 4.
Yeah.
So April 4 is their anniversary.
Have you seen that little meme going around? It's on. I get it all the time on Instagram. It's if Beyonce and Jay-Z weren't rich, and it shows them like in a Sears family portrait. It's really funny.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard that Chappelle one where he's like, Beyonce could work at McDonald's and she'd still be beautiful and everybody would want her.
Oh yeah.
Jay-Z works at McDonald's. No way Beyonce would go after him.
Nope.
You could have any
$1 billion
rich
helps.
celebrity, right? Like
$1 billion
put them in
helps.
regular clothes. Okay, so we tease like the vintage picture of like the J.C. Penney's and the Kmart's of the world from like the 70s. All these little family photos with the red tint. But what is the equivalent to that now? Like in 25 years, what are people right now going to say their family portrait was? An Instagram picture?
Over filtered.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not taking an
I
official
feel like
picture.
Families don't
photos
filter as much. Yeah.
It's usually one by yourself or 2 people. Yeah, what would it be? You're right.
There's not
Do they
something
still
for
do those
kids.
old timey photos? Like that was big with my mom and dad. We'd go to Branson,
Oh,
Missouri.
yeah.
or we'd
Do
go
the
to
black and white.
Wisconsin
Oh,
Dells.
yeah.
Did they
did
have
that
somebody at the
Astroworld.
for years at the rodeo? They had like a
Western
some kind
outfit
of
on
a
and-
trailer that you put on these old school saloon clothes.
Yeah.
Or they would just
You're
vintage.
on the bar. You're on top of the bar.
Yeah.
You're like Miss Kitty.
Yeah.
Right.
Growing up in Houston, like at Astroworld, rest in peace, right by Greased Lightning, they had the old saloon area. And you'd go in there and you'd put on the old time 1800s clothes. And you look like an outlaw. Your family, one family member's got like the
My dad had the
dastardly.
prison outfit on.
It is so
yeah.
odd.
I
remember that.
It is so odd that if you look at actual pictures in history of people from that time, like even like from the, I think I've said this before, the Titanic. You look at people who were like, this person survived the Titanic. They're 20 years old. And you're like, well, that's 20 years old in 1914?
Right. People are-
Holy crap.
They had a much harsher life, and nobody smiled on photos back then because the earlier photos, it took a very long time to take a picture.
I heard it took
really
your
long.
soul if you smiled in photos.
Oh,
If
is
you're
that right?
Amish.
Is that what
Only
it is?
if you're Amish.
That's what I was raised and told.
My favorite, being a child of videography in the 90s, is when I'd go back to visit my family overseas. We would always bring our video cameras so we could like videotape our grandma and grandpa or our aunts and uncles, and everyone would just stand there. And I'm like, you have to move. It's a video. It's not a TV. It's not a photograph.
Okay,
You have to
sure.
say something, and they'd just stand there, and they'd be like, "Is it on?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you got to talk because you can move and talk. I can hear you. Y'all say something." It's just so funny. But now it's all like filters and selfies, and what is going to be the family photo of the future? that kids in 25 years will be like, oh yeah, we had that picture. Or it's like, it's the vintage filter on your, whatever your social media is. I don't know
I feel
what
like
that's going to
it's
be.
like the family beach picture.
Yeah.
Like,
or everyone like a white button down with jeans and no shoes.
or like
Oh, I see
khakis.
that one. Yeah, they're all
I feel
wearing
like that
white.
one's a classic one. My mom just
khaki
texted me.
pants or
She's like,
something?
we're taking a family photo this summer.
Yeah,
so that's
that's
why
right,
I'm giving
in the
her crap
beach.
right
Did you hire
now.
a professional?
She won't. No, I don't think so.
Just hire someone for like an hour. I mean,
Yeah.
local person.
My
to-
little brother, he loves that stuff.
Yeah, but
So
you guys all
he
need
has
to
to
be
be
in
in
it.
it.
he's going to have like a whole tripod set up,
Roula
like
hired
a timer and everything.
Did you hire a photographer in Greece?
I did. It was the first time in my whole life that the entire family went.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to go on this catamaran to go around the island of Santorini because that's where my brother-in-law lives, and he was captaining the catamaran.
Oh, wow.
So I asked him, can you find me, I mean, because they're all over the islands, one of those companies where they like, do your wedding videos and stuff, but instead it's just our family day on this catamaran. And so these two people were taking pictures and video of like the entire excursion. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Cool memory
That's
to
the only
have.
thing we have, yeah. And I remember we wanted to take a picture at the marina right before we took off. And my one sister was like, come on, let's go. We're going to have like 8 hours of this. Let's just go. And half of us wanted to pose. And she's like, come on, this thing is waiting. And I thought about it just yesterday, Eric. I was like, we don't have that picture in the marina because my sister hurried us up.
Oh, wow.
And that's the only picture we would have taken all together as a still shot before it started.
Oh.
There's always that one family member that wants lots of photos, and you get mad at them. But then you're like, later
You
on,
wish
you're
you
like,
had it.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
glad they did that.
Yeah. I was like, man, that was our chance.
Yep.
We didn't go back to that marina. It was so pretty over there. Anyway, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, it's Roula and Ryan's Roses. And that is where we are helping out somebody who believes their mate is misbehaving, stepping out, full on cheating, whatever it is you found out, but you need us to help you go that next step. That's what we do at 7 o'clock. At 8 o'clock is the first keyword of 4 for the day for Taylor Swift and this trip for the Eras Tour, where you get round trip airfare, 2 nights hotel, $500 spending cash, and 2 tickets to the show.
We're also gonna
whether
do a
it's
game at
Miami,
8.
New Orleans, or Indy.
We're going to find out how well all of us know Roula. I have this game I got. We can all see. Do I know her the best? Does Ryan, Sam,
Or as Ryan
Kevin?
calls the game,
Eric wins.
Yep.
Hey, you never know.
Maybe not. These questions are like, I've
I mean,
read
we
a
work,
few of them. I'm
we
like,
work with you
I have
every
no
single
idea.
day.
I don't shower with any of you guys. I don't know your habits. You know?
I would hope
You don't shower
not.
with
I mean, some of these questions are weird.
Weird.
Like, you'll find out at 8
Well,
o'clock.
none of us are going to
Do
be
I
able to
start out
answer
washing
that.
my
It's
hair
just-
or do I
yeah.
wash my body
Yeah,
first?
just things we got to
Those kinds
Imagine.
of things, maybe. Okay, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, James Corden has a funny story about retirement after Hollywood. How no matter how successful you are or how popular you are, people in your hometown still troll you. And it's kind of a funny story. So here's your weather for today.
All right, it's going to be a gorgeous day. Sunshine. It will get into the 80s. Should be around 83, 84. Right now, 58 degrees and 613 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
All right, once upon a time, there was quite the battle for ratings at nighttime on television, like actual broadcast television. I say it as if it was like the world of yore, or whatever it was.
Back
like
in the
time
50s.
of yore. Yeah.
No.
Nighttime television after the news. Most people watch the 10 o'clock news. On the East and West Coast, it's the 11 o'clock news. And then 11:30 was, started off with as old as Johnny Carson. Then it went to Jay Leno. That was a huge thing in pop culture where Jay Leno was given that slot instead of David Letterman. And there's a huge battle there. Then Jimmy Kimmel came into the world. Then Conan O'Brien came into the world. Then Conan O'Brien was supposed to get the Tonight Show. They gave it to him for like 6 months and then screwed him over and put Jay Leno back at nighttime.
But they still had
And
to
then
pay
he was
him.
offended. And then Jimmy Fallon got the nighttime slot. It's just been a really weird map. And when you were in it, it was all America could talk about.
Fun.
It was all pop culture was. It was just this huge battle for the ratings at night to see what guest is going to be on which channel and who's going to reign supreme. It's pretty much died down now. A lot of times now I feel like it's...
They're all friends now.
I can't even tell you that I've ever watched one episode of Colbert's Late Show. Not one.
I don't think I've watched any of them.
You've watched
I
Kimmel.
watched Jimmy Kimmel.
The whole thing? No. I've never watched the whole thing.
But you've seen Kimmel.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm just saying
I've never even watched part of Colbert.
Oh, no?
I've never even watched a monologue of Colbert's. I just don't turn it on.
I think maybe by accident.
Yeah. But James Corden really made his mark when he did carpool karaoke, and he had all these superstars singing in the car their own songs, then other songs. Then actors who wanted to promote movies would do carpool karaoke. I remember when Julia Roberts and George Clooney did carpool karaoke, and I was like, what? And then you're like, how do they know this? And then you hear all the ins and outs, like the cars are following them to film them, and they can't have the AC on because then it impedes the music. It's actually very uncomfortable to be carpooling in the karaoke. Well, James Corden decided to step away after, I think it was 6 years on CBS. Probably wrong on that number, but anyway, because his kids were growing up, and he's from the UK, and he wanted his kids to be close to his parents and his wife's parents so they could have a childhood with their grandparents. That's really why he left. I mean, yes, they offered him a lot of money. Wasn't the word, Eric, at one point they offered him like $100 million to stay or something crazy?
One time he was going to get the late show.
The 10:30 slot.
The 10:30 slot.
They really wanted him to stay. And
Yeah.
he's like, you know, your kid only gets one childhood. Your parents aren't here forever. So he was on Kimmel last night, and he was talking about how in his town, people troll him on his decision to leave, but here's how he explains it.
You don't understand how institutionalized you are. It's extraordinary. But it's like you're institutionalized in a world where you get a standing ovation at the end of every day. And that is what I've realized is it's really bad for you. People are very nice. Yeah. But no one believes that I wasn't fired. I'll be in a pub or something, and people will be like, yeah, no, well, my son, you know, they'll be like, so why'd you come back? And I'll be like, well, because Max, you know, finished 6th grade, and we really wanted him to have a relationship with his grandparents, and we just really thought, so they were like, people will honestly be like, you don't have to give me that it's fine, mate. Like, why is you got fired? You got fired because nobody thinks that you would ever leave what is, let's be honest, a cushy existence.
Can't you get a letter from CBS saying that you were not fired, that you left on your own free will?
They don't know what CBS is.
Oh.
So they'll go, well, that's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And then I have to tell them what the show was, and then they'll go, hang on, it was on at 12:30 at night. That's a ridiculous time to put a TV show on.
Yeah, it's true, because on the East Coast, it was 12:30. When I lived in Philly, it was very difficult to stay up to watch the guests because I wanted to watch Letterman. I wanted to watch Conan, and I was exhausted.
And they don't know our late night hosts here in America.
And they don't know our channels
like
either.
we don't know theirs. Except for that Graham Norton guy that has like 3 or 4 celebrities on.
But his clips are good. We see the clips. I'm trying to figure out like how they have their net worth. So Jimmy Kimmel is just like when you mentioned which hosts were going to be on which show. Jimmy Kimmel's worth $50 million. James Corden's worth $70 million.
Because of carpool karaoke, probably didn't he do like a game or something?
Made more money
Kimmel
off
produces
that.
stuff too. I don't believe that celebrity net worth thing.
And they said that Conan is worth $200 million.
Put your name in there and see if it's right.
Oh, I'm not famous though. It only has famous people.
It has people in there.
All right,
Speaking of Conan, he will return to The Tonight Show 14 years after he had to bail out as host. And for those that don't remember those days, Conan O'Brien took over for David Letterman's 11:30 p.m. KPRC time slot. And the rest of the country, it was the 12:30. And that person usually graduates to the 10:30 Tonight Show hosting job. David Letterman did not graduate to that job. He went to CBS to do it, and that was the whole thing. And then Conan's like, well, eventually I'll get the Tonight Show. Well, NBC could not cut ties with Leno. They just thought he was the best thing ever. And when Conan was like, okay, well, either I'm going to leave the network or you're going to hear the Tonight Show, they gave him the Tonight Show, but then they gave Leno this 9 o'clock talk show. They took off all programming at 9 p.m., like their ER type medical shows or whatever was giving them ratings. They erased it all for this 9 o'clock hour with Jay Leno. That was kind of cutting their nose off to spite their face.
It might
because
have
you've already
worked
got
out.
a talk show at 10:30. Why would you do it at 9?
With the way we do streaming and social media and stuff. It might
But
have
back then
worked.
we didn't have that.
That's what I'm saying.
It
but
wrecked
they might have
TV.
been ahead of their game.
And it was just a fail. Like
Think of all the great
Blockbuster.
shows that got canceled because of that.
Well, so that's the point. So that Conan was so offended, like what a disrespect that was to put Leno on at 9. Like, so you're telling me that you had me replace him, but really you didn't want him replaced. So now you're putting him on before me. This is ridiculous. So I think it lasted like 6 months. I think he got the Tonight Show in November. I think September. Yeah, June of 2009. Conan got the Tonight Show, and he was replaced in January of 2010.
Wow.
And I remember when he left, he did a live, like, 10-minute version of Freebird or something. All these celebrities playing the guitars and all the...
Yeah.
the music. And then he was like, blank you, NBC. But they paid him like $30 million. But still, yes, $30 million for us as average people would be amazing. Mm-hmm. But for him in his industry where there was so much hyper focus on how he left, it was like a disrespect. Like, yeah, they paid you out because they don't respect you. They don't like your talent. They don't think you're talented. They don't think you're funny.
He should have stayed.
I don't know if he even had the choice. But he's going back, as Jimmy Fallon is going to be welcoming him into the stage for the first time in 14 years because he's promoting his travel series for Max. You know, HBO Max. Mm-hmm. Conan O'Brien Must Go. I'm sure the jokes will be flying there. All the jokes of the Tonight Show.
The settlement
happened.
They paid him $45 million to leave the Tonight Show.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Now he's doing his podcast. It's pretty successful.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to visit Norway, Eric.
Oh, awesome.
Thailand, Argentina, and Ireland. And the first episode premieres April 18th on Max.
That's where he
Conan O'Brien
shines.
Must Go.
If you want to see funny stuff, watch him. Like, he'll just go with his, like
a camera guy.
He'll bring the interns and he'll talk with them, interview them, or he'll go out and do stuff. That's where he shines. His interview stuff, I don't really care for, but
he's funny if he just showed up to a craft beer, like to a brewery, just with a camera, and just started talking to people. He is really funny on the fly.
So quick.
And gets good, funny answers.
He used to be a writer.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that wit, that mind.
Not a lot of writers, though, can handle themselves in front of the camera.
That's what I liked about him. He didn't do political stuff. You don't know if he's right, left, middle, whatever. He just wants to do comedy.
Always so funny.
Nobody does that anymore.
My favorite thing I ever saw him do is when he came to Houston, Texas, 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
He went to the medical center to find out what's on TV at 2:10 a.m.
Was he at Ben Taub?
Because that is when Conan would air for years. And KPRC Houston would not put him on after the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
They would do infomercials and all this. He goes, this is the only city I can't crack. What is on TV after me, like after Leno, and what's happening while I'm on?
That's funny.
So he went to waiting rooms. I don't know if it was Ben Taub or it was St. Joe's, but he was downtown somewhere at a hospital, and it was hilarious because he's on. And there's a lady in the waiting room waiting for her loved one. He's like, yeah, what about this guy? Look at this guy. What's this guy doing? She goes, I don't know. I've never seen him. Yeah, I think this guy sucks.
That was all the mattress commercials.
Oh,
Yeah, we had
man.
Mattress Mac on.
He met his wife because of Hilton Furniture. Because Hilton Furniture and Mattress Mac had a huge competition who's going to be on Conan's show. And Hilton won. And the liaison that was in charge of Hilton to take him around New York and then take him to the Conan show, that's who Conan married. The liaison page, the NBC person. So interesting. So interesting how people meet their mates. All right. Coming up next, let's go around the table.
There's one thing that Sam said yesterday on the show that I have a question about. And it's for guys out there to wonder if this is a thing that women
At what point
think.
did she say it? What part of the show? What hour?
Around this time.
Okay.
Around
okay.
6:40, we were talking about clothes and stuff. But she said something, and I thought about it this morning. I'm like, I wonder if a lot of women think the same way about men if they talk to you and say something. A certain thing. So a guy said to her, and she said, oh, yeah, he's checking out my boobs.
Oh, my.
Oh,
So I'm curious, is this a real...
The word was hello. No.
exactly. Yo, bro, keep your eyes up here.
It's got to be nice. It sounds like making a compliment about something else.
Yeah.
But yet she's like, oh, yeah,
No.
he was checking out my boobs. I'm like,
I was there. I witnessed the
so
whole
I want to hear about
thing.
this. If this is a real thing that you women think, if guys mention this, guys can't even talk to women about anything.
I'm going to get hate for this,
Let's
but that's
dive
fine.
deeper. No, you're not probably.
No, it might be something that all women think about.
And he might be listening.
And men don't know that
He's
women think
not
about it.
listening.
Let's find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE with more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
So apparently, Sam, you said something yesterday that Eric is fixating
In the 6 o'clock
on.
hour.
I just remember when I was
Because you're
driving-
looking right now.
I can't even see. Down way over here.
I'm just kidding.
But no, we were talking about, I forget what it was. You had some
Sam's
events.
clothes. She wants the topic yesterday at this time was Sam's clothes. Like she said, should I hold on to some of these clothes that I can't really wear because I can't wear
You're
them
a
bending
mom
over now. Since I'm a mom, I bend over a lot to pick up my son, the stroller, the car seat, and people are looking at your butt and your bottom and your boobs.
But then what did you say, Sam, about I don't even know if it was on air or off air. was about a necklace.
I don't know if it was on air or off air. We Kevin and I went and did an event.
Tuesday night.
Yes.
And there was a guy that was like, "Oh, what's on your necklace?" And I just thought it was weird because it was just a group of us. I just thought it was, I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
What did you
But
say,
I
though?
just joked. I was like, "Oh, that's his in for looking at my boobs."
Okay, see, let me set the scene just a smidge before this. We had already kind of made friends with this guy. He's very tall. He's also from the Philadelphia area. We were connecting on all these different things, and he's very engaged in what we're saying to him and what we're talking about. And I felt like it was more like, what is that? What's that? Because this is a beautiful piece that she has hanging around her neck, and he's just like looking down at this piece because Sam's so short, and also, I mean, you can't help but miss her boobs, and they're just in the way she was dressed, was super cute. So I don't think that it was so much as like oogling your boobs.
No.
That's my question for you, ladies.
Or an
Is it
excuse.
oogle or ogle?
Is that a thing where if we just acknowledge, like, I like that shirt you're wearing, does that mean that we're just...
If you
It depends
Roula
on
has
how
like a
you
quarter
say it.
zip. If you were like, "Oh wow, that's an interesting zipper you have," or something.
Well, if you say that,
like,
then you
it's
think
like,
then you're being negative.
it's
Yeah,
just,
I know, interesting.
Well,
I see.
you know what I
I
mean,
think
like
it's
you're
the
saying,
context and the tone.
Yeah.
And the way Kevin explains it, because y'all were already talking to him. As a woman who was not there, Sam.
Right.
Now knowing that y'all were already engaged in friendly conversation with this person, and then he said about your necklace, sounds to me more like it was observatory. But if the guy walked up to you and like y'all are both waiting for a drink at the same time, and he's like, "Oh, I like your necklace," that's exactly what women think. Like he just,
But maybe he's just thinking of an in to be nice because he's like, I don't want to...
or that is an opening
caught
line.
glancing.
And
That's
I'm not
a
saying they're not
line.
flirting with you, but doesn't always mean they're just looking at your boobs, does it? Is that what you guys all think?
no. I just
Mostly conditions.
That's good news for guys
Yeah.
to know. They need to know if not to say anything then.
I just felt in that moment.
You know what's funny is we're all going to see this person.
Oh, we are.
Oh, really?
Because he's part of what we did.
Okay.
That we
It
can't.
wasn't like I
Okay.
said. It wasn't
Did you say it
bad.
was a
I
TV?
just thought
Yeah, it was TV. We did something for TV.
A national TV show
Yeah, national
they're
TV.
gonna
So
be
we'll,
on.
I
we'll
thought
all
it
be on it.
was funny.
I just
That's
feel like
just the vibe I got. I feel like people in a certain situation.
Did it
can
make
just
you
get-
uncomfortable?
No.
No?
It was just.
we just know that's what it is.
It just stuck out because of the situation that we were in.
She's like, oh,
We're in a bar.
Oh, okay. Yes.
that's not my necklace.
and we were in a parking lot.
We were in a parking lot,
Oh.
like where we were.
Oh,
it was
that has
just
a lot to
kind
do
of
with it.
like
Here's
it
the
was
other
just
thing.
odd.
Doesn't have a lot
It
to
was
do with
an
it. You're just
odd
saying-
comment.
No, but
You're aware you
here's the other thing
noticed
that I
something.
think men don't understand because you've never had to live it as a woman has.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, we always say that you will never know what it is to walk in our shoes because every single comment can be taken the wrong way, and you have to just keep walking. The amount of impropriety that females are faced with in our daily lives, every minute of the day, just walking through the grocery store, walking to the car, walking somewhere. We were walking to the car here at the building, and some guy catcalled us from the second floor and was being all weirdo about it.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying like,
That's
that's
like
lucky,
y'all should
Kevin.
appreciate somebody's interested in you. It's not like that.
No,
it's not
thank
like
you.
that.
No.
It's just about you have to. We know that we cannot walk by any man. I don't care what shape you are. I don't care what you're wearing. You cannot walk by a man and think he did not notice something about you. Like, if I walked away from a man, if Sam walked away from a man, he's watching us walk away. We just assume he probably looked at our butt because it's in your nature to do that.
If I'm like at a street about to cross and there's a car that's stopping that telling me to go, I'm like, no, thank you, you go.
Because they want to watch
I know
her
they're gonna
walk.
watch me walk.
Yes.
And I'm not
Y'all don't
giving you
think that way.
that.
Have
You
you ever
get the
thought that
back
way?
view.
Yeah.
I'd be
Like
hell
from the
yeah,
rear
you
view.
check out my butt.
No,
Yeah,
like
we
I
want
just
this.
don't need to be.
I'll hold a door
Right.
open
And that's
for
not an
somebody. It
ego
doesn't mean I
thing.
want
That's
to look at her
chivalry.
butt.
That's not
That's very
perversion.
sweet. But like
Yeah.
in my mind, like Roula said,
But
it's
that's a
just
bonus.
as a female, you get trained a certain
Right.
way that like
You pick up on things.
you pick up on things. Thank you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know what? Ahmad and I were just talking about this the other day. Like, that straight people don't pick up on things that us gay boys do. Like, if there's some kind of hate in the air or some kind of uncomfortable situation in the air, y'all might not catch on to it, but we will catch those observations, those words, those looks, that one word that
You mean if you're getting a disapproving look?
yeah, or like a hate crime is coming. You know,
Oh,
as soon as
God.
I leave this place.
Oh, that's scary.
You know, but there's certain things that only women will pick up on because us as guys, we think it's just normal.
Yeah.
Now, is it normal? Like, I just will not compliment anybody. I just assume not make anybody uncomfortable. So I just keep it strictly business with pretty much everybody.
Which makes people feel like you're not
a jerk.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just trying to
be nice to people. What do you don't?
No, I try to be nice.
I talk to women all the time. Doesn't mean I want to sleep
try to be
with them.
nice, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't say, "Whoa, that's a beautiful dress" or something. I just feel like that's kind of creeper to say that to somebody now.
Why is it creeper?
I don't know, because
somebody is.
Well, I would think it's a line. If Ryan Chase was standing somewhere and there was a woman in a really pretty dress. Like, usually it'd be a hot dress, then not a pretty dress. Was a wedding gown.
Why would you say that to a stranger?
If it was a stranger, that's a line.
Yeah.
If you saw a woman sitting next to you and y'all are both waiting for the elevator and you said, "Wow, that dress is really gorgeous on you," that's a line.
Yeah.
Or that's a beautiful dress on you.
Depends
that's
on
a line.
But if you see someone and go,
yes.
But if a girl said that to a girl, it's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much."
And
Or
then you tell
if-
them where you got it.
If a friendly, like Eric, I know Eric. So if Eric said, "Wow, I really like that shirt on you. You look really
3
nice."
weeks
I
ago,
go, "Wow,
Roula
that's really
complimented
nice."
these jeans I bought. And they were expensive. And
But
it's nice. I like
well,
those jeans,
we know
Eric.
the relationship that we've heard on the listener line between y'all two. So that might not be a good example.
It's different because we've known each other for so long and we're comfortable around each other.
Yeah, but you don't compliment us. Are you afraid we're going to sue you or something?
No.
You said coworkers. You said you don't
I
talk to
meant like
coworkers.
outside of the show, obviously. I mean, if I'm walking down the hall or whatever, I smile, talk to somebody, but I just don't like make comments about their clothing or their appearance. I just feel like that makes people uncomfortable.
Then there's the other side of the argument where if you are wearing something, which let's be honest, we have seen some women who have like giant bosoms wearing barely a string bikini top and like, "Are you looking at my boobs?" Duh, you put them out there.
Yeah.
It's different if you're in regular clothes versus you are in a string bikini and you are in all that. And I don't mean like just because you're in a bathing suit, you should be harassed. But we all know what I'm talking about. We all know what I'm talking
my
about.
shirt was a normal shirt. I'm not upset about it. I just was saying, like, that's what I picked up on. Because now people are attacking. Well, then you shouldn't have boobs. Well, you know what?
Okay.
Hey, time for KRB's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going on in H-Town.
Astros got a win yesterday, 8-0 over the Blue Jays. Alvarez had 2 homers. That's pretty nice.
Altuve hit another one. And Leandro Diaz.
And Pena had one.
Got more hits.
Pena Altuve back-to-back home runs.
It was fun. I said I wasn't going to watch the game.
I know, me too. I was so mad because
Then
it was
you
slow
watched
at
it.
first.
Yeah.
It was really slow.
And my wife's like, I'm not watching this. And we watched
It's
it.
like, yeah.
Texans had a nice pickup. They decided to deal for 4-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Stephon Diggs. They're sending Buffalo a 2025 second-round pick.
That was huge.
It's a big.
Their GM, Nick, what's his name? I can never say his last name.
Offerman.
No,
Cicero
that's Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec.
Nick Offerman.
That guy killed it, man. He's been doing some magic over there.
Yeah,
Which
Diggs
team?
is 30.
The Texans.
Oh.
They're now possibly Chiefs and then Texans and then Baltimore. They're saying for favorites to win
Whoa.
the Super Bowl now.
Somebody did send us a text when we first started the show saying the Texans bandwagon application. Oh, it says, please let everyone know the Houston Texans bandwagon applications period ends August 1st with a funny.
Well, it's a big
emoji
trade.
face.
I mean, Diggs is one of the NFL's best and most consistent wide receivers. He was drafted back in 2015 by the Vikings.
Yep, but then
I'm not going to know any of these people's names until I start watching games. I just don't know all the players.
Nobody scored the $1.09 billion jackpot yesterday, which means the jackpot, the Powerball jackpot, has now gone up to $1.23 billion. So go out and get your ticket. That's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. This is where you feel that your mate has been lying to you, unfaithful to you, totally stepping out. Sometimes you'll have all this kind of proof. Sometimes they just have their gut instinct. Will we help them get the answers by calling up their mate, offering roses to see where they would be sent? Find out how it plays out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.